and warm up. Just doing some hip rotations to start with. I want you to just think about the abs warming up, so already have them tightened. And just do nice big movements. Oh, that's a noisy bird. Goodness me, I don't know if you can hear in your end. And the other way. And then we're going to do smaller ones, so just really isolating the pelvis, pushing forward and back. And the other way. Lovely. All right, have the feet quite wide. I'm just going to slide the hands down your thighs with your back bent like that. And then you're going to round under and roll back up. Okay, so slide the hands down the thighs with your bum sticking out as if you're doing a squat. Come all the way down, roll the head under and scoop the pelvis under. Okay, so again, stick the bottom out and then just start to arch and scoop the pelvis under. If you can do that again for me, I'm just going to let Lillian in. Okay, so you're kind of bending your back, we're articulating through the spine, arching under, rolling back up. So it's just starting to switch the abs on. This is actually a really lovely move. If you're a bit stiff in the morning, this is a great one to do, articulating through the spine. Okay, then roll up. Lovely. Keep the legs wide, bend the knee to one side and stretch. And then bend to the other side. Good morning, Lillian. Hello, lovely. And then we're going to do it a little bit quicker. So just starting to think about having that core switched on and stretching the ab muscles as you do this. Obviously, we're beginning to work into the thighs. If your knees hurt and they're not quite ready to be bent that far, just keep them high. Okay, come back to the center. You're just going to bend the knees as if you're doing a plie squat. You're just going to round the arms as you come back up. So squat down, round. Nice big breath, deep breath in and then breath out as you bring the arms around. Well done. Okay, come back up. Just if you need to hang on, you can. You're just going to bring the leg forward and back. You're just sort of swinging it. All right, so you're just opening up the hip joint, just swinging the leg. You've got your core switched on, body's going backwards and forwards as well. If you can do it balancing, then great, but it's not easy. Have the other leg a little bit bent. I'm moving too much to balance. Okay, and then that leg, you're going to bring it up and hug the knee in if you can. Rotate the ankle. And if you can't do that, just have it resting here. So rotate the ankle both ways and flex and point. And bring the leg out to the side and to the front and then back. And then if you want to, you can get hold of the ankle. Come back up to standing and push the hip forward. Nice deep breath, stand nice and tall through the crown of the head. Open the chest as you breathe in and breathe all the air out. Lovely. Okay, so let's do the other leg. So you're just swinging the leg backwards and forwards, opening out that hip. Lovely. Quite nice doing this. And then keep the knee in, hug it in, or just have it hovering. Rotate the ankle and flex and point. Bring it out to the side, keep the other leg facing the front, don't twist with it. Bring it back to the front, bring it back. Get hold of the ankle and push the hip forward. Nice deep breath again, core switched on. And then just a little walking motion. All right, just bringing the arms up. So we're going to start with some standing abs. And we're going to have, you can have the hands on the temples. Let me show you both ways of doing it, okay? So you can have your hands up, you're just going to lift the knee in, but we're doing what we do on our back. We're bringing that bottom rib down to the hip, okay? If you're doing your arms like this, you can really pull them down so you're switching on the arm muscles as well, but do it nice and controlled. So each time you step down, make sure the feet are hip width apart or you'll stumble. Get your balance before lifting the knee again. Okay, so take your time. Breathe in, stretch, breathe out, bring the knee up. Okay, so although I am bending forward a little bit, it's really just because I'm thinking about doing that ab curl rather than actually driving from the back. Okay, so you could have your hands on your temples if you want it to be a little bit more challenging. But obviously when you have long arms, you can work your arm muscles as well. So let's breathe out, crunch, in, back to standing. Okay, let's stand the same leg, but I want your leg to come back as well. So you come crunch down, leg back. Same leg, crunch, back, crunch, back. So if that's too much, you have a hand on the chair and you just do it one side. Really doesn't matter if you're not doing it with both hands. Okay, so you get a little bum squeeze, you get an ab curl and a bum squeeze. Breathe out, in, out, in. Hurts, doesn't it? Out, in. So if you're feeling it too much with bringing that knee up, because I am in, that's my dodgy hip, just do a little one there and then just push back. Well done. March that out. Okay, so they're quite challenging. Do a hip rotation for me. We're going to need to do lots of those just to loosen off the groin area. So just push the hips forward like a bloke sat at the bar, resting his pint on his gut, a bit like that. That's really not a nice analogy, is it, at all? Don't know why I said that. Okay, so let's do the other side then. Swiftly moving it over. Okay, so hang on, we've got knee in and back, or you do both hands. So just remember, this isn't about the leg, it's about your abs squeezed in and then glute squeeze when you come back. So don't worry what your leg's doing, concentrate on here and there. Am I recording this? Yeah, I'm recording this. Just thought for a minute I wasn't. Keep going. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, well done. Just march the arms a little bit. Right, I just want to do some little arches with the hands, and this is really just as a breather between what we're doing. So I'm not going to go and do 5 minutes worth. So I'm just drawing arches with my elbows. They're in line with my shoulders. And it just helps me get that feeling of bringing my shoulder blades down my spine. So as you push them back, bringing the shoulder blades down. Let's squeeze them forward and squeeze back. Really squeezing your bicep muscles. Okay. Alright, just shake the arms off. Okay, you can have your hands back on your temples in a minute, but let me just show you the easier version. There's 2 moves put together. You're going to bring the elbow to the same knee and it comes down, and then you're going to do a very small curtsy again, so you're not right over here and busting into your hips. It's just a very small curtsy, and then stand, elbow to same knee. Okay, so take your time. Down, back. All right, so I'm going to put my hands by my temples, or you can just have your hands loose and sort of just do it like that, okay? If it helps you with your balance. Or you could have your arms out. Okay, so whatever you can manage. Lovely. So again, what we're thinking about squeezing that glute to get you back up from the curtsy. This one, so squeeze. And then you're thinking rib into the hip to get the waist. Think about breathing. So breathe out, in, out, in. Nice and slow. Last one. Well done. Again, a little bit of a hip rotation, back and forward. Let's do that lovely roll up that we did in the beginning. Slide the hands down the thighs, sticking your bottom out, round and round back up. So from the side, you stick the bottom out, slide down the thighs, tuck under and pull up. Once more. Come back up. Okay, so other side then. So let's do the elbow to the knee part first. They don't have to touch. Mini squat. Make sure the leg doesn't come too far behind the front leg. Okay, mine's just behind it. If it's too much altogether, you could do one or the other. Okay, so really think about pushing up with that glute to make you stand. Squeeze into the waist. Breathe out, in, out, in. Think tall through the crown of the head, like someone's pulling you up the piece of string in the middle of your head. It's going to make it easier. Okay, we've got one more set. So one more curtsy, one more side bend, and bring those arms down. Well done. Just circle the arms, bend the knees. Let's do the one where we just flop. So we flop forward, flop back up. One more time. And around the shoulders. Okay. Right, so we're going to do, you might need to hang on. I'm going to stand quite far away from the chair. I'm going to bend towards it and lift my leg. Slightly bent. Just going to tap it down and up. So these are no different from our side series other than you obviously balancing on that leg, which makes it harder. So from the side, you can make the leg a little bit straighter, but I'm not sure that that kind of improves what we're doing. We're trying to work into this muscle. Obviously you can do that without holding on to make it a bit harder. And if you want to make it harder, you stay kind of leant over. You're not coming back up each time, okay? It just makes it harder. Then I'm going to pulse 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and come down, just walk it out. All right, so other side, you know, hold on to the chair. So leg out and tap down. Try and breathe out as you come up, in to come down. So you either come back up each time, but what happens there is it's mainly our waist doing the work there, not the leg. So by staying still, you're using this more. Sorry, I was doing my pulses, wasn't I? We're still doing big ones. Breathe out, in. Ready for pulses now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I know they're kill. There's a lot of butt rubbing going on. There's a whole lot of butt rubbing going on. All right, let's do a bit of a butt stretch standing, and these are easy with the chair here. So hang on to your chair. Well, I say easy. Cross the ankle over the knee, and then just have a little bit of a seat. Stick your bottom out. So that way you'll feel it. It's just the same as if we were doing it on our back. Take a breath in, drop those shoulders down away from the ears. This in itself is a good workout actually. And then come back up. Let's switch over to the other side. Yeah, it's a good one this. Just stay like this for 30 seconds. Oh. And come back up. I'm loving this new move. I'm going to do it all the time for this workout. So again, slide the hands down the legs and round under. Makes me feel like I'm part of Hot Gossip or Legs and Co back in Top of the Pops era when I do that. It's almost sultry, isn't it? And round back up. And stretch, stretch. Hot Gossip. Or was that Kenny Everett? No, that was Top of the Pops. All right, roll the shoulders, come back up. I'm just delaying the inevitable. What's next? Okay, so what is next is raise the back leg and tilt for, oh, this is a good one. So if you're gonna hold on, come quite far away from the chair, and you're gonna bring one leg back, so I've got my opposite leg back, doesn't really matter. And you're just gonna tilt forward, okay? And then back up. So squeeze the glute before you do anything, have the core switched on, and then you literally bend from the waist so that your back is level with the floor, leg behind you, and pivot back up. Obviously there's a harder version which isn't holding on. I need my arms out to do this, aeroplane arms. Have the balancing leg slightly bent and come back up. So you're just doing the same leg. Now these are not easy, but they're really good for that balancing leg because we're weight bearing. These are weight bearing exercises, all the weight of our body on that one leg. And obviously working the glutes. One more. Well done, fantastic. And come back up. All right, so make sure if you're using the chair, you're still doing it properly. You sort of stand quite away from the chair and you just bend so that your back is level with the floor, leg comes up. All right, we're doing the other leg. Make sure balancing leg, the knee is slightly bent. Take your time, think about being tall through the crown of the head as you come back up. It helps to keep your balance, focusing on one spot. Well done. None of these are easy. And do one more for me. And come back up. We'll actually do another Hot Gossip, let's do it. Sticking your bottom out, rounding back up. Roll the arms, round the arms at the top. Lovely. All right, let's do a side bend. Okay, so feet need to be very wide apart and your feet at a 45-degree angle. So it's not a side bend, it's just like a bend in the knee, I mean. So you're here, and then you're gonna bring that leg back up, right? This is version 1 of this. So you can hang on or you can just do it without, so squeeze back in. So as you come down, you're using the front of your thigh. As you squeeze back up, I want you to think about using the inner thigh. So the harder version is to come down and then you tap all the way in. So you come down, tap, down, tap. It's not easy, this one, so be careful you're placing your foot where you need to. Take your time. Not sure how you could hold onto the chair. I think the chair needs to be forward for this if you're holding onto a chair. So you side step and then use the chair to pull yourself back in. Okay, so you're just squeezing the inner thigh. All right, so if you don't want to do the step in, you're just coming up and down. Let's change sides. So this is a good one for your inner thighs. Squeeze. So just down and squeeze. All right, so if you've got the chair, have it in front of you. Or you're bringing it all the way in. If you're struggling to come all the way in, just slightly in. Okay, so you can step and then squeeze and slide the foot across the floor just halfway. If your knee's hurting doing these, just stick with the first one where I'm just going up and down. 2 more. They're really good for your inner thighs. And just walk it out. Okay, just bring that leg up again, flex and point the foot, and then bring the knee out to the side and rotate. And do the other leg for me. So bring it up, flex and point, out to the side and rotate, and just grab a drink. Just march it out for a second. Okay, run it. Okay, so we know this one. We go down, bottom sticking out, knees bent, feet narrow, and it's where we step back and squeeze that glute muscle and then tap in. Okay, so you squeeze, tap, back, same leg. So I'm doing my right leg right now, so both glutes are working to keep you in that crouched position, and then one leg comes out and in. Now if you want to make it harder, you obviously don't hold on, and you can also bring the knee up and then float it back, so you're running mid-air, so to speak. All right, that's much harder on that balancing leg. Holding on if you need to. So from the side. As soon as you've had enough, go back to the ones on the floor. If you're still doing the floaty ones, bring your foot down now, because I'm going to do some quick ones to finish. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back up. Our poor little legs. Don't worry, once we get down on the mat, it's all about the abs. Okay, nice big breath in. Ready to do the other side. Okay, so feet were hip width apart, core on. Just tap back, forward. I'm doing the same leg there, I need to switch. When you tap back, really give the glute a good squeeze. So my left leg, left glute, squeezing. And if you want to, you can lift the leg. Three, 2, 1, bring the leg down, 10 quick, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hope no one gardened this weekend, you'll be regretting it now, won't you? Push the hips forward, feel the stretch through the hip flexors, look up to the ceiling, do a bit of a back bend, shoulders back, and then round forward into beach ball, clasping the hands, push them away from you. Deep breath, roll back up, roll the arms forward, bend. All right, one more to go with our standing. Okay, so we're going to do a narrow squat. So that means feet hip width, bottom sticking out. So this is a narrow squat, squeeze up, okay. And then I'm going to do a step across my front foot. So again, inner thigh. So squeeze down, stand, squeeze, back, down, up, squeeze, back. I'm going to make it quicker, that becomes harder, but that's the slow version, one more slow. Okay, so the quick one will be down, squeeze, down, squeeze. When you come down, make sure that bottom sticks out and the chest stays up. It's easy to look down, don't do it like that. And when you stand, think about pulling tall. Switch the other side. Let's do slow ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and quick, down, up. Do what you like with your arms, but I quite like pushing back to come up so you get the triceps. Well done. Let's do 3, and 2, and 1.